Okay guys, this video will be over 7.11a. It's to model and solve one variable, two-step equations and inequalities. Okay, so these will be titled two-step equation modeling. It'll be titled modeling two-step and equations and inequalities. Okay, so we've done these. We did these near the middle of the year, and we did these a lot on skill builders. I know I keep saying that, and you keep wanting to roll your eyes because some of you didn't listen to skill builders, but it's okay. Because you need this for next year. Next year builds on these, and these create slope and other things like that. Okay, so here is a model. We're doing this one because this one's 7.11a. We're not doing these two right now. So it says an equation is modeled below. What value for x makes the equation true? So you see how I have four circles. They're gray and they're negatives. These four circles that are gray and negative represent -4. We have our equal sign. So -4 equals, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular ones with nothing extra to them. So that is going to be 4. And these are x's. And we can't combine all these together and say 6x, okay? We have 4 ones. We have 2 that are x. So since these are positive ones and these are positive x's, it means we are adding those together. So I'm going to write it down here. Here's our problem cleaned up. -4x equals 4 plus 2x. Okay, this is where we combine like terms. So we make the terms match each other that need to match each other. We need to end up with just x on this side. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is we have to take this 4 and we have to move it to the other side. We do this by doing the opposite. Remember, I kept stressed, do the opposite, do the opposite, do the opposite. This is a +4. The opposite of a +4 is a -4. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay? A +4 and a -4 cancel out, leaving 0, but we don't need to write 0. So all that's left on this side is 2x. And a -4 and a -4, same signs add. So that gives me 8. Same sign, keep the sign. So it's a -8. Okay, now how do I get this 2 to get away from this x? We do the opposite. What is happening to 2 and x right now? Well, that means 2 times x. So what is the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. So we are going to divide both sides by whatever number is attached to my variable. My variable is my letter. So we will be dividing both sides by 2. This cancels, leaving just the x. In multiplication, different signs, negative answer. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So x equals -4. Okay, let's look at this not being modeled, but in an equation form, or actually this is in an inequality form, not an equation form. Okay, but you do the exact same thing you do for equations, okay? But the inequality sign is the only difference. Instead of, for right now, you can say that this is equal. At the end, we're gonna have to clean it up if you do that. But right now, we're gonna do the same thing that we do when we do the equal sign. Okay, so same thing means I need to have just x left down here. I need to say x equals, and I need a number to go right here. Okay, so the first step, I can't break these up yet because I have a +3 over here. I need +3 to go to the other side because I just want x alone. So to get the +3 or the +3 to go to the other side, I do its opposite. The opposite of adding 3 or opposite of a +3 is subtracting or a -3. We do it to both sides. +3, -3 cancel, leaving 0. So all I'm left with on this side is -2x. Keep my sign the same. What's 5 minus 3? 2. Okay? Now I need to get x alone. X and negative 2 are multiplying. I need them to do the opposite because I need x to be by itself. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. We are dividing by a negative, okay? Don't bring your sign down. This one is a trick, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. Let's wait on the sign. But right now, a negative 2 and a negative 2 cancels, leaving just positive 1x. And remember, I've told you when you don't see a number in front of the letter, there really is a 1, but we don't need it. A 2 divided by a negative 2, different signs, negative answer. So 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Okay, remember, you can't have the equal sign because it was an inequality. And when you are dividing or multiplying by a negative number, you remember what we said after that? I've said it a bunch of times. Flip the sign. So see how it was facing this direction? Since we divided by that negative answer, my sign flips to the opposite way. So now this says x is greater than negative 1. This is our new answer. Okay, we're going to do this one. It does say create a model, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to solve for it. Okay, 3x minus 5 greater than negative 2. Okay, remember, I need it to just be x. At the end, I need it to just be x and the answer here, and we're going to have our sign here, but I'm not sure if our sign's going to flip or stay the same, so I don't want to put that right now. Okay, so I can't do anything with these. I break these up last, but I have a minus 5 or a negative 5 that I need to bring over here. The only way I can bring it over is if I do the opposite. So instead of minus 5, I need to add 5, okay? That cancels, leaving me 3x. My sign stays the same right now. Same signs add, different signs subtract. So we have to do 5 minus 2. We get 3. The rest of that song we learned is same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. And so which one of these is the larger sign, the negative or the positive? Positive 5 is the larger, so our 3 is going to stay positive. Okay, now I need to get x away from 3. They are multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplying? Right, dividing. So we divide both sides by the number that's with the variable. So in this case, it's 3. This leaves me 1x. Remember, I leave the 1 off because it doesn't, if I have more than 1, it's going to tell me. Did I divide or multiply by a negative number? No, I divided by a positive number. Therefore, my sign doesn't change directions. It stays the same. 3 divided by 3, 1. Okay, another way that you will see these problems is you will see these problems in word form, and you have to pull out the equation that comes from the words. Okay, so this one says, the Athletic Booster Club plans to purchase sports equipment costing $3,500. They have raised $1,450 so far and will sell t-shirts to earn additional money. If the net income on each shirt sale is $5, how many shirts must they sell to earn enough money to make the purchases? So we have 3 numbers in here, and we need to figure out what these 3 numbers mean. The first number we have is $3,500. That first number is the cost of the sports equipment. So this number is the total that they are trying to earn. Okay, so that number is going to belong on this side. We are trying to make that much money. So far, they have this much money. So that's money they already have. So we're going to start our problem with that. That's money they have so far. Now, they need to sell some shirts. We're trying to find how many shirts they need to sell, but they are selling them at $5 each. okay? So the $5 each, remember I've said when you hear that word, when you hear the $5, the each word, that's the one that gets the X, right? So it is going to be 5X. How many must they sell to earn enough to pay for this? So it doesn't say that they want to earn more. They just want to earn enough money to pay for this. So therefore, we are going to make this equal to. Now we have to figure out, should we take what they have already and what they're wanting to raise, should we add these together to hopefully get this number, or should we subtract these to end up with this number? Well, if this is money that they have and this is money that they're earning and they want this much, it makes sense to take what they have and what they are earning and add them together so that they can reach their goal. So there, you have your equation already. But it wants the solution to the equation. So same thing we've always been doing. We want to get X alone, and we want an answer. Right now I can't break these up. You break these up at the end. I have 1,450. A lot of times y'all get confused because you don't see a sign with that, and so you think, oh, well, I'm just going to put 1,450 over here, and I'm going to add these. What sign is that? You don't see one, therefore it is a positive. To make this total to 0, we need to subtract these two numbers. That gets me to 0, so I'm left with just 5x, and then I subtract these two. I have to do some borrowing. 10 minus 5 is 5, 4 minus 4 is 0, 3 minus 1 is 2. So now I have 5x equals 2,050. Now is the time where I can break these guys up. These guys are multiplying. We break them up by doing the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. That cancels, leaving 1x. Well, Miss Harrington, I don't know that off the top of my head. I know you don't. So you know what I would tell you if you were in here. I would say, do the long division by 5. Nick and the donkey. Okay? This is a comma, not a decimal. Can 5 go into 2? No. Okay. Can 5 go into 20? Yes, 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. That leaves me 0. Bring down. Can 5 go into 5? Yes, 1 time. That gives you 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. Don't forget this last 0. Can 5 go into 0? No. So you're not going to write, that gives you 0. You're not going to write 0, 410. You're going to say that x equals 410. This means they have to sell 410 shirts at $5 each and add that to the money that they had at the beginning to be able to pay for their sports equipment.